Welcome to the Women Leaders Association Daily Member Podcast, where we believe we go further, faster, and have more fun when we go together. I'm your host, Julianne Kirkland. And in each Daily Member Podcast, we will pick out a great speaker from one of our meetings that we thought you would enjoy. You can access hundreds of recent speakers, book summaries, great articles, and more at no additional charge through your membership portal. If you would like to get involved in a Women Leaders Association mastermind group or find a networking group near you, or if you just need access to the membership portal, simply go to womenleaderspodcast.com to be connected. Now let's tune in for this incredible message.
Well, my name is Kathy Hunt, and I'm a principal at Edmund Doyle in McAlester, Oklahoma. It's a first through fourth grade school. I've been an Oklahoma educator for 42 years. That makes me either crazy or persistent. I'm not sure. And I love what I do. I love children. I love everything about them. And it's just been my life's work to try to help them be okay and to learn and to be productive. And there's my pack. I call them the wolf pack. They look really cute and cuddly. They can turn on you in 2 seconds, but for the most part, they're just amazing creatures. And I spend my life running to their sporting events and playing with them, playing games, swimming, doing whatever I can, because to me, they're the most important things on the planet. So people, is the title. My title is People, Passion, and Persistence. There's 7 billion people on this planet, and not one of us is alike. And that just boggles my mind, because even though we're different on the outside, we're all the same on the inside. And we all need the same things, which brings me to say every child's unique and special. Yet we all need the same basic things to love. We all need love, structure, life experiences, and stable adults leading these children. And these are pictures just to illustrate how different we all are. My students in my school all did self-portraits, and these are some of our self-portraits. They're pretty adorable. If you ever want to see them in person, just come visit. They're very unique and individual, each one of them. Next. So unfortunately, for a lot of children that are at my school, I have in charge of a Title I school, which means we have a fairly high poverty rate. Childhood trauma is very real, and just like what the speaker before me was talking about, workplace trauma usually starts in your childhood, and it's always been around. Childhood trauma is very real and alive, and it has been forever. I just think that finally more and more people are recognizing and talking about it, because the people that we meet are often hot messes, and you can identify with that, I'm sure, whether it's at work, in the grocery store, standing in line, wherever we are. They may not seem warm and fuzzy, but it's probably just them displaying the results of their childhood traumas. I mean, we all have some type of trauma. I don't care who you are, but too many of us are broken. And the only way we can fix that is to provide stable childhoods to children. It's imperative, in my opinion, that as a society, we do a better job to meet the social, emotional, and educational needs of our children so that they can become adults that will be sane, productive, and able to love others. And right now, that's not always happening. So everyone has had something happen to them that's unpleasant during this journey we call life. It's just so sad that we have too many children that are suffering from events that no child should experience. I live in McAlester, Oklahoma. There's a prison just right up, not too far from my school. And it's full of children that grew up to be destructive adults to society and to themselves because of their trauma that so many of them experienced. Drug, alcohol addictions, racism, violence, neglect make our children's lives miserable. And at my school, we try to be honest with the kids, and we try to teach them, well, you can't always choose your family, and often decisions are being made for you that are not good or right. Education's your way to make better choices for the future. So if you ever have the opportunity to invest in the life of a child, don't stop, do it. Research has shown it just takes one significant adult to change the trajectory of a resilient child. You could be that person to a child, and never let that chance pass you by if it presents itself. It doesn't take too long to figure out that my passion is children. I have a sign in my office that says a society will be judged how it treats its children. It's actually a longer quote than that, but that's just if a child doesn't have a safe, magical childhood, we all pay for it later. Children should be loved, sheltered, valued, cherished, and enjoyed. Their fresh perception of the world should be sought after, not crushed and soiled by neglect due to our addictions, selfish behaviors, and poorly modeled behavior. Children are beautiful, and if we can try to see the world through their eyes, it'll be a better place. They love unconditionally, they forgive easily, and physical indifferences that may have mean nothing to them until an adult tells them otherwise. Nothing gets me more upset than hearing a child use a racial slur or seeing a child mistreat someone different, because that tells me that was probably modeled, not always, but a lot of times that's been modeled at their home. We as a state, a nation, and simply as individuals, we have to do a better job of teaching children how to love, how to be kind and sensitive. They imitate everything that we do, and actions always speak. You can say whatever you want to a kid, but your actions are always going to speak louder. So just remember, when you have a child around you, they're soaking up your words, your thoughts, and how you feel about the people around you. And history has shown us over that injustice has always existed, but we have the ability to overcome wrongdoing and correct mistakes. We can change attitudes for the common good if enough people stand up for what's right. I love this. Being a role model is a privilege, and that's something I take to heart every day. And I fail every day, and then I get up and I try it again. So I'm persistent when something is important to me. I mean, I tried out for cheerleader like 5 times and never made it, but I was persistent, and that has paid off for me in the long run. Children are important, and I'll spend the rest of my life trying to make sure that any child that crosses my path I try to help them be safe from childhood trauma. I believe it's our only hope in our society to have thinking, caring, and loving adults. And I encourage everyone to do the same. It's imperative that we take care of our children if they're to become the people they're designed to be. It's crucial we understand their need for mental health so they don't become like so many of the broken adults we have in our hands right now. Our state and our nation suffering from issues that could be resolved if children were just protected from the adults that no one else took care of when they were young. We can break the cycles of poverty, ignorance, racism, and addictions, but only if we all wake up and admit that we have a problem. Mental health needs have always been shameful for some reason, and COVID's not been our friend, and our children have suffered. They've just come through a worldwide pandemic, and they know all about it because they have the World Wide Web at their hands. They had to have been scared while all that was going on. They've lost loved ones. They've missed out on social time with family and friends. They've lost educational time, and many are behind socially and emotionally. It's no one's fault. An event of this proportion was overwhelming for all of us. The good news is kids can rebound because they are resilient. They can catch up if we all work together. They love being back at school with their teachers and their friends, and it's just so important that they get the mental health that they need. Their families need mental health as well in many cases, and educators like me are doing the best to make this happen. So if you're asking, well, what can I do about this? I've just given you some simple ideas because I believe it all starts with one action or one attempt to make a difference. Start with the children that you know. Just spend time with them, love them, play games with them, laugh with them, do simple things with them. They don't need your money, they need your time. Laugh together. Children love to laugh, and it makes them feel secure to find merriment with adults they love. Adopt a single parent family, and I will tell you this is something that I've done. It just kind of happened, but I help a mom and their children, and they're my family, and they needed some help and they needed someone, and I stepped in, and they're everywhere. Single dads, single moms, they need help. They a lot of them are the working poor. They don't have the means to make sure that their children get to do what children of affluence get to do, but we can help. I mean, you could help pay for an extracurricular activity, or maybe you could be a ride, or maybe you could help a single parent have transportation. I mean, whatever you can do, simple things. It means a lot to the children if there's someone that invests their time and their resources into them. Volunteer in a classroom, read with children, help with homework, throw a ball at recess with their friends, or just eat lunch with them. Just show up. Your presence could mean the world to a kid. And support legislation that supports public education and the people that are taking care of our children. My job is a mission field, and that's a fact. With the work my teachers and staff do daily is like being on the front line of a battlefield some days. Show appreciation to the women and men that are often underpaid and underappreciated for the beautiful work they've chosen. Support organizations that you know that are helping children. Support legislation by demanding better and more health care for our children and their families. I guess what I'm basically saying goes along with our previous speaker is you have to pay attention. You have to love, because children are worth every effort that we put into them. They grow up into people that can have passion for their work, and with our help, that can be persistent and being productive, caring, and loving adults. And that's a cycle we want in our world. When we break the cycle of poverty, everyone wins. It's just so simple in my mind. But if it was easy, I guess everyone would be doing it. So let's be the change. You're a lot of powerful women. I've enjoyed listening to you. And I know that your fourth grade teacher or your principal is probably very proud of all of you. So thank you very much.
Hey, my friend, if you enjoyed listening to this podcast, be sure to rate, review, and share your biggest takeaway. And if you're wanting more, you can access hundreds of recent speakers, book summaries, great articles, and more at no additional charge through your membership portal. You can also get involved in a Women Leaders Association mastermind group or networking group near you. Or if you just need to access your membership portal, simply go to womenleaderspodcast.com to be connected. Because here at Women Leaders Association, we believe we go further, faster, and have more fun when we go together. That's all for today, my friends. Bye for now.